channel. For today's video, we are going to be testing out some new makeup products. This isn't going to be an in-depth review, but I'm going to be giving you guys my first impressions on all of these items. I'm going to work through them with you guys. You're going to see it fully applied on my face. And of course, I am going to give you guys an update as to where I've been these last couple of weeks right now. Before we get started, if you guys are new around here, welcome. My name is Andrea. I typically do videos all about beauty, sometimes some fashion, sometimes a little bit of luxury. If those are topics that interest you, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the post notification bell button so you are notified every single time I post a new video. Let's go ahead and get started. So I have already primed my eyes and I don't have anything on them because we are going to be testing out an eyeshadow palette. This first one is from Decay and this is part of their newest release, the Naked Mini series. So they did come out with 3 different mini eyeshadow palettes, these little naked ones. I think the original name for them was like the Naked Basics, and then those went away, and then now they came out with some different shades. So there's 3 different ones in the collection. There is a more kind of blush and like pinky tone one. We have a bronzed, more brown kind of toned one, and then we have an olive kind of more neutrally one. The olive one is called Foxy, and this is the one that we are going to be using for today's eyeshadow look. First shadow we're going in with is this one right here. This is Sly. The formula, if you can see, does have pretty fallout. I feel like that's normal for a lot of their eyeshadows. So we're going to take this on a Sigma E40 taper blending brush, and we're just going to apply this as our transition shade. Very easily just going back and forth like our normal blending of the eyeshadows. And of course, now is a good time to update you guys where I've been, what has been going on, and why I took this little break from YouTube. So I'm just going back into that same color. I'm just building up the color a little bit more. So I took a little hiatus from YouTube, and this hiatus was actually unexpected. Like, I didn't plan to take it, it just kind of happened. And I will be posting like a vlog because while I was out, I was vlogging, so I can update you guys and everything like that. So I'll give you more information in the next coming up weeks. But long story short, I did have to step away for medical reasons. Thankfully, it's not anything life-threatening. It's not COVID. It's not anything really big or bad, but it was something that was taking up a lot of my time emotionally and physically, and it was something that required me to, and on top of that, for some reason, it has been like the busiest it has been at work. So combining all that together, it just kind of made for me having really no time to edit, but let alone film, because filming and editing and posting and rounding up things takes a lot of time. But yeah, that's where I've been, and like I said, it was not anything that was planned. It just kind of happened, and I just needed to kind of step away a little bit. But I'm very excited to be back, to be filming. I have tons of videos for you guys, and now we can come back. So that's where I've been these last couple of weeks. Okay, so as you can see, adds a really good amount of color, just a nice neutral tone here. I feel like this is pretty normal with a lot of Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes. One of the reasons I really like them is that they do add color, but if you want to intensify the color, you do got to build it up a little bit more, which I really don't mind. I'd rather have that instead of them being so overly pigmented that once you place it on there, it's really hard to blend out, or like you can't add any more product, or it gets muddy or something like that. But just keep that in mind. These aren't going to be a one eyeshadow and done. You will have to build color gradually, especially when it's like a lighter tone like this. For the lid color, I think we're going to go into this color right here, Disco. It's like a olivey, like a light olivey kind of tone. Not too light. I feel like here it picks up a little like olive and like teal, but it's definitely more olive when you apply it on. Weirdly enough, I feel like these like shimmers have less fallout than the mattes, if that makes sense. But the mattes are really buttery, which I do really like, because normally, or sometimes, they're definitely not. So here, I just want to kind of like bring this out a little bit more, because then I think we might go like around it. Then I think we can go into Funky Town here, the brown, with like a tiny little angled brush. See, this is what I mean. Like the mattes definitely have more fallout than the shimmers, but they build nicely. And so all I'm doing is just kind of creating a wing. And just to define it a little bit more, I'm going to go in with this Ico London Black Magic Cocoa Edit liquid eyeliner. This is a liquid eyeliner and it is in brown, so I want the wing to be a little diffused, so then we'll just go over right here. There we go. You can see there is a little bit of fallout here because of the eyeshadow, and like I said, I think it's actually more fallout from the actual matte shadows than the shimmer shadows, but overall I like it. The eyeshadow went on perfectly fine. You do have to build it up, like I said, especially when it's lighter tones. I do like it, and I think this is just a nice alternative to a neutral palette. So let me do this eye quick and then I will be right back. All right, we are back. As you can see, I did add eyelashes. These are the Pure Pro eyelashes in the style Diva that I have on, and I did go ahead and do my base makeup because the next products we are using are all powder products. But before we move on to that, I do want to finish up the eye quick. So I'm going to take my little angled brush again. We're going to go into the dark shade here, Funky Town, and we're just going to run this right on the outer part here and kind of connect it to this wing here. We just want it to be really smoky and nice. I'm going to take just kind of like a more dense kind of brush, and then I'm going to go back into Sly. And then we are going to run this all underneath the lower lash just to kind of diffuse the product a little bit there and add that extra smoky. All right, we are finally done with the eyes. And now, like I said, we are going to be moving on to some powder products. These are all new releases from Sigma Beauty, and you guys, they sent us this massive box with all of their products. So we have their newest highlighters all here. In this second drawer, they sent us all of their blushes, and in this third drawer, they sent us all of their bronzers. So we're going to be putting them to the test. Start off with bronzer first. So with bronzer, we have 4 different bronzers that they have here, which is really nice that they included a variety of skin tones. So this is the first one. This is the shade Light, and don't worry, I will do swatches of all of these for you guys, but this is the Light bronzer. Is the shade Medium. I think this is going to be the one for me. We have a Deep right here, so if you're a little bit darker than my complexion, I think Deep would work for you. And then we have Dark. So for all my chocolate queens, this one is going to be for you. I don't know if this is a new release. I think it is because it came with this whole package, but this is the F78 Ultimate Bronzer Brush. And look at this big guy. Like, it's huge. Let's go ahead and go in with the bronzer and use this brush. So like I said, I'm going to use the shade Medium, and then I'm going to take the bronzer brush. Just grabs great amount of pigmentation. You can see that it does have a little bit of fallout on there because the formula is very nice and soft. We'll just go in. Okay, color's not too intense. This is one application here, and then we'll go on the forehead here. I will say that I feel like this picks up just a hint more red tone, like a little bit more of like a red undertone to the skin. Yeah, instead of like an orangey kind of undertone, I feel like this gives a little bit more of a red undertone. But it's not anything too bad. Just something to be mindful of. Okay, so here is the side with the bronzer. Maybe I'm just used to being a little bit more heavy-handed, but I think it's a nice just like wash of bronze color. I don't think it's too intense. You did see that I had to go in like 2 or 3 times to really kind of build up the bronze here. It does lean just a hint red, but overall I think it looks really nice, especially for, you know, someone who doesn't like too much bronzer, or if you want a bronzer that's going to easily be built up. This is pretty good. So we are all bronzed. The Ultimate Bronzer Brush is fabulous. I love it. Like I said, I feel like it's super easy to apply bronzer, and you can just really go to town on it, and it diffuses product so nicely. This is actually a new release from them, and this retails for $36. The bronzers themselves retail for $35 each, and like I said, there are 4 different shades that you can pick from. As always, if you guys didn't check the bottom bar and see that I have a Sigma coupon code, I will leave the code here for you guys. You can use that code and it will save you 10% off anything on Sigma's website. So now let's move on to the blushes. Like I said, they sent us 6 different blushes. So this first blush is called a Tiger Lily, and this one does have little bits of gold shimmer and gold flecks on there. I would say that this is more of like a true peachy tone kind of color. Love that shade. We have the blush Cor de Rosa. I actually have this in a blush palette, and it was such a big seller for them that they decided to make it into a solid powder product. Really beautiful rose kind of color, and that is a matte. We have another matte here. This is called Sunset Kiss, and this is more of kind of like a coral color. Yeah, I would say like maybe a muted kind of coral. We have this blush Berry Love, and like the name suggests, this is more of a raspberry kind of tone, but it's a lighter bit of a raspberry. This one is Nearly Wild. This is a darker berry tone, I would say, more like a raspberry kind of color. This one I would say is more like a satin. It does have little bit of reflect, but not as much as like one of the shimmer blushes. This one right here is called Bronze Star. Really beautiful bronzy kind of rose gold shade. I would say that this may be a blush topper for some people because it does lean a little bit darker and bronzier kind of tone. And they did send a brush with this. This is their F10 powder blush. This isn't a new release, but it is a very good powder blush. If you are looking for a blush brush, this is for you. Because of the eyeshadow we have going on, I think I'm going to use this one, Berry Love. I know it looks really bright on screen, but I promise you, I feel like this is the most neutrally kind of tone out of all of them. So let's grab some products. With these, you are going to get more of that fallout as well, just because the formula is really soft. And if I didn't mention it, all of these compacts have a mirror here, which is actually very nice because when you're traveling and stuff, if you forget your mirror or whatever, you at least have that guy. Oh wow, okay, look at that. Right away, even when we first apply it, you're getting, wow, you're getting instant pigmentation. I honestly was not expecting that. I don't know why I wasn't, because I do feel like Sigma's blushes in the past have been very pigmented, but wow, that is a lot of pigmentation right off the bat. So even if you are getting a lot of fallout, that is why. Blush went on so easy, so nicely. One application. I literally did one application, just dunked my brush in there like 2 times. One application gives you all of this pigmentation. Oh my gosh, like I'm honestly shocked. So all 6 of these are available as well, and each of these are $35. Okay, and finally we are gonna move on to the one that I'm super excited for because I just love shimmer. They sent their newest highlighters. Woo! Let's try these out. This first one here is Moonbeam, and this one is like a whitish pearl kind of color. We have this one right here. It's called Golden Hour, so this one is a beautiful goldish tone. We have this one. This is the shade Savannah. This one I would say is a little bit more of that lighter gold pearly kind of color. We have Sunstone, which is a little bit darker, and it has like a hint of peach in that shimmer right there, but it's like a lighter kind of peach. This one you can see I already dug into because I did a quick swatch for Instagram, but this is the shade Sizzle, and this one is more of the like champagne-y gold. When I also did a swatch for Instagram, this one's called Twilight, and this one is a little bit darker, but it has like a purple or lilac undertone. I have heard of lilac highlighters and purple highlighters being the thing right now, so I'm not surprised that they came up with that. And actually, I think I am gonna try this shade right here, Twilight, only because I do have a neutrally kind of cool undertone eye going on right now. This one surprisingly does not have as much fallout as the matte products do, the bronzers and the blushes. All right, but we got a good amount on our brush. Okay, yep, do you see that? Do we see that? Look at just how effortlessly it went on, and we don't have chunks. Like, it's not like you apply it on and you can see chunks of where it is. It's just easily blending into that cheekbone right there. Oh my gosh. And here's a little tip: if you add a little bit too much, flip it on the other side where you don't have any product and just kind of run over it, and it will like really push the product into your skin. I'm really surprised. I feel like I've tried highlighters from Sigma before and like some of their palettes, and I think they were good, but they were definitely nothing that like really made me super excited or that made me want to use them over other highlighters I have. But this intense glow that we have going on, how easily it went on, how just like soft they are, I am very, very impressed. And then each of the highlighters are also $35. Let me finish up my lips and we will wrap up this video. All right, makeup is all done. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm gonna have to say that all of these were winners. I was really impressed with everything. I love how the eyeshadow turned out. I feel like it was super easy to create a look, especially with this palette, with colors that we don't normally like get, I feel like, or that you wouldn't normally think can create an easy like everyday look. I feel like we were still able to do that. All of the powder products from Sigma were a hit. I honestly had not such high hopes after the bronzer because I do think the bronzer out of all three of them was the one that least impressed me, but the highlighters and blushes I was blown away from. As always, I will leave links to everything that I mentioned down below for you guys, as well as coupon codes to help you save some money. I really hope you guys enjoyed doing this like little get ready with me / first impressions. We'll definitely be doing more as more makeup is coming in and stuff. Go to Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff's gonna be left down below for you guys. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Stay safe, and I will see you all in my next one.